Welcome everyone to Life Lessons from Hollywood Movies, presented by the Zen of Hollywood and me, your host, David MacKay. This segment is dedicated to extracting life lessons from movies and using strategies to help us improve our lives and become happier, which is what we really all desire. Today we're going to take a look at finding our self-worth. So important. And we're going to do so through the excellent film Bohemian Rhapsody, which came out last year, 2018, starring Rami Malek and Lucy Boyden. If you haven't seen the film yet, you might want to watch it first before this segment. There are major spoilers ahead. Okay, let's go ahead and cut to the chase. Remember how Freddie Mercury had this wild party, and in fact he told his band members to invite anyone and everyone. He basically wanted to fill his flat for this particular party. And that was, of course, very indicative, metaphoric of his own life, because he was leading this empty life. He felt this darkness from his past that was haunting him, and he just couldn't stand it. So he was trying to fill the void. And he even told somebody at the end of his party, Jim Hutton, who would turn out to be his longtime lover until his death, he told him when he met him that night that these people really weren't his friends. He was trying to fill the void. And later, remember when Jim was leaving, he told Jim that he liked him. And what did Jim say to Freddie? He said, "I like you too, Freddie. Come find me when you decide to like yourself." Wow, how powerful that message is, right? Because basically he was saying that Freddie lacked self-esteem and really self-worth here. We're going to talk about the difference between the two. Let's talk about them right now. Self-esteem is how well we think and feel about ourselves as human beings. And we can work on that. We can build that. And that's obviously very important. But self-worth is our inherent preciousness based in our divine essence. We can't build on that because it's already there. It's already there. It's just a question of finding that, embracing it, and living from that inherent self-worth. It's so important. That has to come first. Our self-worth. And this is obviously something that Freddie Mercury didn't have in his life, because he ended up leading this life of drugs and alcohol and sex that really led to his downfall. Now please understand, that's not a judgment. This is no moral judgment or criticism of Freddie Mercury. He was a beautiful person just as he was. However, we all can learn from ourselves. We can learn from our actions, and that's exactly what we're here to do in this particular segment, so that we can improve our lives. So then how can we do this? How can we find our self-worth? Number one, meditation. Meditation is important because it eliminates all of our thinking, which blocks us from our natural essence, this divine essence that I talked about, our self-worth. And so when we meditate, it's a way to directly connect with our true selves, the universe, spirit, God, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. And when we do so, that's where our self-worth, our true self-worth lies. Now, some people may not believe that, but once you discover it for yourself, you'll see that once you make that connection and you meditate and you practice this for a long period of time, your self-worth it fills in automatically. You feel good about yourself automatically. It's something that no one and nothing can ever take away, no matter what we do or who we are as human beings. Number two, we need to be able to put aside our egos. And I've talked about the ego a little bit in past sessions. And really, what I want to say here about the ego, it's our self-image or self-concept. It's our human identity, how we identify ourselves as human beings. We need to be able to put that aside, that is, not identify with our human aspects, because in the end, it's only illusion. The only thing that is ultimately real is this divine essence that I talked about. And as we continue to put aside the ego, what comes forth is this inherent self-worth. This is so important. Today, people love this movie, Bohemian Rhapsody, and they should. And they not only like Freddie Mercury, the person that he was, but have a tendency, some people, to adore him, to almost worship him. And that's not healthy either. When we really worship somebody, we're putting somebody on a pedestal, and they're up there here, and we're down here. And of course, that's what people tend to do with the spiritual leaders. teachers of the world, including Jesus Christ. They put him up here and we're down here. And his message was, no, we're one and the same because we're of the same divine essence. That's true self-worth. And until we incorporate that and live from it, we can't live happy lives. So I hope this tip has helped you. For more tips, suggestions, and life lessons in Hollywood movies, feel free to go to my website, thezenofhollywood.com. That is thezenofhollywood.com. I want to hear your comments though. What do you think is the most important life lesson from this great film, Bohemian Rhapsody? Feel free to leave your comments below, and feel free to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks very much for watching. See you next time.